I'm Sonia and welcome to my channel Life Over 60 and welcome to day 4 of the 20-day Kickstarter challenge. This challenge is really all about kickstarting your way to making new habits. I don't believe in 21 days you actually form a new habit, but it certainly gets you on your path to creating some new habits that you may wish to want to create. Now, for me, the key things that I want to focus on during these 21 days is I want to prioritize protein. I want to make sure that I get in the protein that I've set for myself on a daily basis. I want to increase my hydration, and my goal is to drink at least one of these a day. That's 1.2 liters, up to 2. And I know for a lot of people, this isn't a lot. They probably drink maybe 2 or 3 of these. But for me, getting in one, that is, it's a struggle for me, but it's something that I aim to fix and that I aim to do during this challenge. As well, I want to continue to lift heavy weights because I do want to, at some point, see a little bit of definition in my muscles. And I know that it's not an easy thing to do, especially for us women, but it can be done. So continue with the heavy lifting, as well as incorporating some sprint interval training into the mix. And the last thing I want to do is reduce my alcohol consumption. In today's video, I want to show you what it is that I'm eating in pretty much a typical day in order to get in all of the protein that I want to consume. For myself, I'm aiming between 140 and 145 grams of protein, which is 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. And the way I calculate my ideal body weight is I looked at what's called the TDEE. That's the total daily energy expenditure calculator. Now I'm 5'9", and by plugging in, my age, my height, the fact I'm a female, it says that I should weigh between 142 to 146 pounds. And I agree with that because I've been in that range, and that is where I feel super comfortable and happy with my body and my weight. I've put the link below in case it's something you're interested in looking at for yourself. Now, like anything, there's 1,000 calculators out there. What one says might work for me may not be what works for you. And I'll just say it that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical specialist or nutritionist. I'm doing what works for me and just providing you with an example of what it is that I am doing. Now, first meal of the day, breakfast, or your first meal, it typically consists of an omelet that's made with 2 eggs, a 1/3 cup of egg whites, along with about a slice of bread, which in this case I'm using Weight Watcher bread just because I actually like the taste of it, the crunch of it, and the fact that it's a bit lower in carbs and calories. On top of my omelet, I'm adding some stuff like sour cream or some salsa, some guacamole. And this particular meal provides 22.3 grams of protein, 16.2 grams of carbs, and 18.3 grams of fat. Next up is my snack. And this is what I have post-workout. I know this is a big tub, but this is my All Max Isoflex Vanilla Protein Powder. I use this one because I find it's not irritating to my stomach. And with what I have is I have a 1.5 scoops of protein powder, 1/2 cup of unsweetened almond milk, and then fill up the rest with either water or coffee. And this is going to provide me with 41.1 grams of fat, 2.5 grams of carbs, and 2.5 grams of fat. So sorry, I'm not sure if I said the first one was 41.5 grams of protein. Then my lunch is going to be 2 rice cakes with 1/2 can of tuna in water, 1/2 tablespoon of light mayonnaise, and put some celery in there just to give it some crunch, and I top it off with a bit of hot sauce. Now, I know the picture shows there's 4 rice cakes, but in this case, I had 2 and my son had 2 of them. Now, this is going to provide 17.3 grams of protein, 15.7 grams of carbs, and 2.3 grams of fat. Next up is a couple hours later, I'm going to have some cottage cheese, and I'm having the 2% cottage cheese from Costco, the Kirkland brand. And a half a cup of this is giving me 14 grams of protein, 7 grams of carbs, and about 2.5 grams of fat. My dinner on this particular day was 6 ounces of chicken with fajita spices, and I had a half a cup of sauteed peppers, half a cup of sauteed onions, and I sauteed the onions and peppers and I cooked the chicken all with just some avocado spray. I didn't add any extra oil or butter to the pan. I also had an ounce of cheese, a third cup of rice, a bit of sour cream, and guacamole on top. And this gave me 33 grams of protein, 40.6 grams of carbs, and 20.1 grams of fat. My last food intake, if you will, or last meal of the day was to have 3/4 of a cup of this Kirkland brand Greek yogurt, which is 0% fat. And this gives 17 grams of protein and 6 grams of carbs. So for the day, this added up to 146 grams of protein, 88 grams of carbs, and 46 grams of fat, for a total of 1,537 calories. I will admit that eating all of this protein is very satisfying, is very satiating. I don't think I've ever really, even though I've been trying for a while to get my protein levels up, I haven't gotten there. And over these past 4 days, I feel like I'm full. I shouldn't eat. But then I remember and I tell myself, well, you're eating in a calorie deficit. 1,500 calories is still a deficit. And, you know, I tell myself, give yourself a few weeks to see if you are losing the weight on this amount of calories. Because everything I've read is like, you shouldn't really be going below 1,500. I guess some people go down to 1,200. I'd like to see what happens if I'm keeping at 1,500 and really prioritizing that protein. It'll be an interesting experiment, I think. But like I say, every body is different. So if I gain or lose weight on this, well, that's my body, and I'll have to make adjustments accordingly. You know, I am weighing myself on a daily basis, but I'm taking more the weekly measurement, and that's the one I'm using kind of as the, you know, the real picture, if you will, because every day you're kind of going up and down, up and down. But over time, I should see that it starts here, and I should see, even though it's maybe fluctuating, that it is fluctuating, but going down at the same time. I plan on doing some more videos throughout the course of the next 21 days. I'll show you how I am tracking my macros to make sure that I hit the numbers that I'm looking for. And also too, I'll, you know, give you some ideas of some of the workouts I'm doing and how I'm tracking those. And also too, if you have any questions or comments, or if there's a particular topic you'd like me to talk about, I'd love to hear from you. And as always, if you like the video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to be notified when I post new videos, you can just hit that subscribe video. That's all for today, and I will see you in the next video.